The high rollers and the best here in the Midwest as well. My name is Chase Rod alongside of Tyler Courtney. Tyler, back in the booth here, back at Lakeside Speedway. You didn't have, or you had 2 weeks off now. Have you been practicing in the mirror and getting ready for this or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I got to try and keep up with you here.
Oh, yeah.
No, I've been busy. Got to see a doctor yesterday that cleared me to take my back brace off and clear me for physical therapy. So been a big week for me and excited to cap it off here at Lakeside.
Yeah, good news there from you as well. And it's great to have you back up here in the tower, get to hear some of his expertise. He's ran pretty well here at Lakeside in the past as well. The weather forecast looks very, very good. It started off as an overcast day, but over the last couple of hours, those clouds have kind of moved out. 79 degrees at this point in time, 3-mile-per-hour winds, and just a couple of clouds left in the sky here on a very, very nice afternoon in Kansas City. Here's the order of events with 36 cars in the pit area. We'll have hot laps and qualifying. First thing you see on the racetrack here for the Heartland of America Showdown, and then we'll get into heat races, 8 laps in distance on each heat race. Top 5 will transfer into the feature. We'll have a redraw spin wheel to find out who starts where in the FK Rodden's dash. That will be 7 laps in distance. We'll have a 12-lap B-main. We'll do the Durst Dice Roll and a $10,000 to win feature for 25 laps later on in the racing program. Here is the notable entries for tonight. Some of the drivers you can expect to see on the racetrack. Austin McCarl, who has been so very close here in the past to a win at Lakeside with High Limit. Ayrton Jennington, he's very close to closing out the Power Ride Championship this year. Chris Martin, how about Clinton Boyles behind the wheel, former full-time crew chief with High Limit Racing. Emerson Axum back behind the wheel, the 27 car. Ian Madsen, J.J. Hickle, Landon Crawley, Ryan Timms, and Sammy Swindell, the 3-time Outlaw champion, is here as well. Good field of cars tonight there, Tyler.
Great field of cars. I feel like we do draw quite a few of the good local Midwest cars here that try to travel some. But there's 3 that kind of stick out to me. Is Austin McCarl, who's always been really strong. Every time we've had a high limit show here, he's been up front and in contention. And we talked to him a little bit earlier and just kind of the bad luck he's ran into here. But he's going to be a contender tonight, that I believe. And just had a new son, so he's got a little bit more incentive to run good here, to buy some diapers. And then you got Emerson Axum back in his own car. Obviously, he's had a lot of success in the 27. Looking probably to end the season on a high note. And then Ryan Timms, obviously, he's had a great season. Obviously, looking to end his season off. Probably, I don't think you can end it any better than he has right now. But obviously, you always want to win, and he's going to be a contender here tonight as well. Yeah, Emerson Axum is a guy to watch for tonight with Kyle Ripper as the crew chief here for this weekend. He has been in the spotlight for the last couple of days here after the National Open win with Sheldon Hodenshield getting let go from that team, and now he is helping out Emerson Axum for the next 2 nights. Here are the odds. Actually, sorry, here are the track facts, excuse me. This track opened back in 1989, 0.4 of a mile, and as you can see there, the track record was established by David Gravel at 13.189 seconds. That was back on October 22nd of 2021. And so we'll see if we get anywhere near that track record later on in the racing program. Now, let's get to the odds. Tyler, you mentioned Austin McCarl. I am really, really liking him for the Rodman Risk tonight at plus 7,000. He's led 2 high limit racing events here at Lakeside in the past. Hasn't been able to win, but maybe tonight is the night for Austin McCarl.
Yeah, I would think so. I think odds are definitely in his favor here, and for favor of the fans as well that want to put some money down on him. You get a huge return there if he does pull out the win tonight. And yeah, I think like we've touched on it already, but he's been really strong here. He's won races outside of high limit here, and I know he wants to end his season very well. And this is a great place for him to do it.
Yeah, $10 would pay $700 if he was able to hit tonight. Go to nxtbets.com/playhlr if you would like to get involved and maybe wager a little bit of money for real cash here with Kubota High Limit Racing in 2025. Now, the 3rd member of our broadcast team is down in the infield, and for the first time ever today, he was able to get a Dutch Brothers coffee, and ever since then, he's been bouncing off the walls, out of control. Tony Laporta, great to be back here at Lakeside.
Oh, Chase, you just can't keep a secret to yourself. I did not have a coffee. I had a frozen lemonade. It did not come frozen unless, of course, they're just calling the ice that's in the lemonade frozen. I digress. Hey, you introduced Tyler Courtney up there, and you talked about we're going to get to hear a lot of his expertise now that Tyler's back on the FloRacing High Limit broadcast with us. Chase, talking about expertise, don't use words you can't spell up there in the booth. But I, too, am excited that Tyler Courtney is back on the mic with us. He had a podium finish. You had a podium finish last time you were here, Tyler. But that race had a lot of craziness in it. Remember, Rico Abreu got out of Lakeside Speedway with a feature victory, but there was calamity, there was chaos, there was craziness that ensued. Kubota High Limit rolls into Lakeside Speedway to kick off the final run, the final swing of the 2025 season with 2 nights here at Lakeside. Then we head to Wheatland, Missouri, to race at the Diamond and Dirt tracks at Lucas Oil Speedway on Wednesday night to wrap things up kind of through the Midwest. And then we go over to the great state of Texas for 2 nights, the All-In Championship finale. Really excited to get out there. Bikini Zone, making that weekend possible as we get to crown our 2025 champion. So the final run to the finish starts here at Lakeside Speedway with Kubota High Limit Racing. Coming up during FanFest, I was able to get a great interview, talk really briefly with Clinton Boyles. We all know him. We all love to have Clinton at the racetrack with Kubota High Limit. Remember, last year he was a full-timer with us in 2025, but as a crew chief, he is back behind the wheel of a race car, and he's making his driving debut with Kubota High Limit. I got to talk to him. We'll play that during FanFest a little bit later on. Folks, hot laps are going to start when we come back. Don't go anywhere. High Limit Racing getting ready to take on Lakeside Speedway for a Friday night showdown when we come back.
And you're looking live at Lakeside Speedway here in Kansas City as the High Limit Racing High Rollers about to hit the racetrack for their second visit of the season here to this racetrack. And it is looking like it is in primo condition for cars to hit the speedway for dirt draft hot laps in just a few moments. Before we get to that, we want to look at the point standings, of course. We'll look at the driver's points first off here with Rico Abreu. He is showing the way over Brad Sweet by 52 points with 5 races remaining. And then it's a long ways back to Brent Marks, Justin Peck, second, Tanner Thorson, with Aaron Reitzel, Dason Persley, Brenham Crouch, Chase Randall, and Cy Lynch completing the top 10 in the current driver points. But here are the owners' points, which is, of course, what the franchises are paying out to, and that is a little bit closer because you've got the Ridge & Sons Racing 87, just 34 behind the Rico Abreu Racing 24, with KKR in that third spot, minus 52, the 7BC in fourth, and the 19 in fifth. And so with 5 races left, those top 3, it won't take much to shuffle those guys up there, Tyler.
No, and there's a lot that can happen in these nights, as we've seen here, really the whole season. So, yeah, a big shakeup can happen at any moment. And I mean, here earlier in the year, we had a big moment in 3 and 4 there that shook up a lot of the points. So, a lot of stuff can happen, and we're going to some tracks that stuff can definitely happen at.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have a good field like this tonight, 36 cars and a lot of good ones can really put a guy behind the 8 ball if he's not able to put down a good qualifying effort. I'm looking at Aaron Reitzel here. He is 4th out in his in flight A, and then Rico goes out kind of midway through the 2nd flight. So if you don't get a good qualifying lap with the solid field of cars we have here tonight, that could really mess you up for the rest of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talk about it every time, but qualifying is one of the most important parts of the night. And you can set yourself up great or put yourself in a really bad spot. And this is a place that is tricky to qualify at sometimes. The line changes sometimes, and just really sometimes as well that the track goes away. So if you got a little bit late, sometimes it's not going to be in your favor. Now I think this late in the season, the sun's already pretty much all the way down. I don't think the track's going to change a whole lot through qualifying tonight, but it's still going to be very important.
Now, this track has put on some excellent racing over the last couple of trips here with Highlander Racing. Of course, that race we talked about earlier this year had 3 different leaders, McCarl, Madsen, and Abreu. And then last year we had a great battle on both nights between Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson, and Corey Day. I think you were in the mix on one of those nights as well. But, you know, Lakeside is a relatively bigger racetrack, 0.4 of a mile. And a lot of people get worried when you go to these big tracks, it's harder to pass. But I'll tell you what, they have nailed the surface the last couple times we've been here.
Yeah, it's been really great, honestly. And yeah, the bottom comes in at some point, and the top's pretty much there all night, but then the bottom kind of comes back in, and it gets super racy as we get towards the feature time here. And I expect more of the same tonight. I think we're going to see a little bit more racy earlier in the night with just the track probably going to be in a little bit more better condition. But we're all going to find out here on FloRacing.
We've got cars making their way towards the Speedway now for Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1. If you don't know what Dirt Draft is, you should go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download it, especially if you're a fanatic of dirt track racing. You can get on there, you set a lineup of 5 drivers underneath of a $100,000 salary cap. You play against a bunch of other competitors around the world, and if you have the best lineup, it gets you speed shop points that you can use to buy merchandise, tickets to races, FloRacing subscriptions, all kinds of great stuff you can win and use on Dirt Draft. Right, Tony? You already set your lineup tonight, I'm sure.
Chase, are you a fanatic of dirt track racing?
Of course I am.
So
yes.
You're an avid user of Dirt Draft, I would assume.
I am, but I wait until after qualifying to set my lineup, Tony. That's the way to do it.
See, that's not me. I set my lineup first thing in the morning. My morning starts around 8 a.m. Yours starts around noon. But basically by 8:30, I've got my lineup locked in, ready to go.
Yeah, you told us that last year, and I still don't believe you. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised because you do get up early to, you know, get out there and smell the roses and listen to the birds.
Go on a jog, right?
Goes on a jog, you know, jogs down to, you know, Burger King at 8 a.m. And
Tyler, that was a thinly veiled fat joke, and I don't appreciate it.
I don't know if it was thinly.
Well, listen, when hot laps are done, I'm going to take my time and slowly walk up there to the booth.
That was a double whammy right there.
And we're going to have a conversation about all this.
Well, we'll talk to you later, Tony, as we now have cars rolling onto the racetrack in under power. The first driver you see on your FloRacing screen, he is from Lubbock, Texas, driving the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5. It's Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. And the driver and team currently sitting second in the owner's point standings from Clute, Texas, and the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC Global American Table Bargain Barn. Number 87, it's Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87. And the leading Rookie of the Year contender from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Designs, Uniata Concrete, number 13. It's Dason Persley. Dason Persley in the 13. And driver that ran second the last Highland Racing event, he is from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Dahmer Powertrain, Telstar Technology, Maxima Oil, Hobson Family, number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. Brady Bacon in the 21H. And driver making his high limit racing debut here tonight from Knoxville, Iowa, in the Miller Welders, Al Parker Engine, Simpson Race Products, Wilco Services number 7W. It's Alex Vandevort. Alex Vandevort in the 7W. And also making his high limit racing debut tonight from Brookings, South Dakota, in the Dobesh Construction, Paradise Pools, Ron's Auto Repair, Austrian Landscaping number 9D. It's Dominic Dobesh. Dominic Dobesh in the 9D. From Santa Rosa, California, the Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Velocity Engineering, Al Parker Engines, Dirt Dudes Excavating number 19 Junior. It's Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19 Junior. And the three-time World of Outlaws champion rolls into turn one now from Germantown, Tennessee. In the Schnee Lawson chassis, number 74S, it's Sammy Swindell. Sammy Swindell in the 74S. Those are the drivers, 8 of them, in Dirt Draft Hot Lap Session number 1 here at Lakeside Speedway. Getting a look at Sammy Swindell out there in a car as a teammate to Xavier Doney. Swindell, a 3-time World of Outlaws winner here at Lakeside, and as I mentioned, a 3-time Outlaw champion as well. And we haven't seen him with high limits since Riverside in 2024. And there is Brenham Crouch, the 19-year-old driver out of Lubbock, Texas. He's got the Knoxville paint scheme on. Tyler, a lot of people really like that one.
Yeah, it looks great. I don't think I think if you don't like gold on a race car like that, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It looks really great from here, and I'm sure sponsors love it when it looks good like that too.
Yeah, the Horizon Whiskey on the side with the barrel, a very good-looking car. And Dason Percy also with the Knoxville paint scheme out here tonight in the Boot Motorsports number 13 as he is getting up to speed, the leading Rookie of the Year contender. And the track already looks a little bit greasy out there, Tyler.
It's definitely hard, so it's going to be greasy like that until we get it blown off here a little bit. You'll see guys kind of ease into it here. I'm sure, I don't know, last time I said Mike was gonna slow us down and pack in for a little bit, he didn't, so he might make a liar out of me again, but I would imagine we'll hot lap here for a second, then slow down and pack down what they blew up to kind of pack it in tight again and see what we got.
Saw Brady Bacon on our screen just a moment ago, a second-place run at Path Valley 2 weeks ago. What an impressive run that was, and I believe Brady has been in the top 5 with high limit this year in 3 different cars. The 21H, the 73 with Josh Ford Motorsports, and that number 20 car.
Brady's just a very talented race car driver, and he did wing racing with ASCS back before he went full-time USAC, and then did USAC for a while. Then obviously this year committed to doing more of a 50-50 schedule between non-wing and wing, and obviously I think we're seeing him trend more towards the wing stuff and kind of take his career in that path here moving forward.
Yeah, certainly that is the case for Brady. As we look at the lap times, Brenham Crouch an 18:5:03, currently the fastest time. Dason Persley in second. Now Alex Vandevort goes to the top of the board and an 18:128. There is that yellow flag, not the checkered, indicating that these drivers will now slowly pack in the racing surface under slow speeds to help kind of work that moisture into the surface. Alex Vandevort on your screen, the 7W, is currently the quickest, 18.128 seconds. Brenham Crouch in second, Dason Persley in third, Joel Myers Jr. fourth, and Brady Bacon in fifth. Alex Vandevort might be at the top of the speed charts there, Tyler, but he was at the bottom of the speed charts getting to the track today.
The last car here.
Yep.
And I think he was the last guy to draw and drew the 1.
And drew the 1. Last car in the pits, last guy to draw, and draws the number 1 in his high limit racing debut. 4 drivers tonight making their high limit debut. Of course, Vandevort and Dobesh we mentioned earlier on. We've also got tonight Clinton Boyles, and we've got, and I was just talking, Cole Vanderheiden. So 4 guys making their high limit debut tonight. What do you think they're thinking going into this? Obviously, a couple of them, Dobesh, he's ran against the Outlaws and stuff like that, but still, it could be a little bit nerve-wracking for those 4 guys tonight.
Yeah, I think so. I think a couple of them, I think one of them, Vanderheiden, I think this might be his first 410 race. So
he doesn't have that many, I know that, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot. So coming to a place like this, I think he's ran here in a different type of car.
Third 410 start tonight.
Okay, yeah. So it's definitely nerve-wracking, especially going up against all the high-limit talent. And but I think for kids like him, just looking for an opportunity to get their feet wet, and the 410 stuff is a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, Vanderheiden, he's had a couple of solid runs in the limited starts. He ran second with MSTS at Clay County, Iowa back on September 12th, and just his second 410 start. So it'll be fun to watch him and his progress as the white flag is out.
He beat me in a Chili Bowl heat race this year.
He did. So not just wing cars, 305s, 360s, 410s, but also able to get some speed out of a midget as well. As Sammy Swindell, first driver into the 17-second bracket, a 17.019. He is followed by 17.269 to Dason Pursley. And now Crouch, first driver into the 16-second bracket, a 16.911. There's the checkered flag.
I would say we might see these guys come back out after a couple sets here, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, we'll wait and see what the word is on that. A 16.715 on his final lap. Aaron Reitzel is the fastest driver in set number 1 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Brenham Crouch right behind him at a 16.764. Sammy Swindell in third, a 16.925. Dason Pursley in fourth, a 17.099. And Alex Vandevort, a 17.185 in the 5th position on the speed charts. Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2 now rolls onto the Speedway. And the first car you see on the track there, one of our Rookie of the Year contenders out of Waco, Texas, driving the all-by-your alternative, Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex decking number 9. That is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the number 9. And we mentioned him earlier as maybe a guy to wager on at nxtbets.com/playhlr from Altoona, Iowa. And the Country Builders Construction, Ochoco West, Bosma Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W. That's the big unit, Austin McCarl. Austin McCarl in the 88W. And from Gravel Mills, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel, number 3, Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in the number 3. And the defending series champion, currently sitting second in the driver's point standings out of Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Racing Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Curb Records. Number 49, the Big Cat, Brad Sweet. Brad Sweet in the 49. And from Knoxville, Iowa, the Quality Traffic Control, Schilling Excavating, Goodnow Promotions, J&J, number 22. It's Riley Goodnow. Riley Goodnow in the 22. From Northport, Florida, driving the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Instrumental Signs, number 24D, the Florida Man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. From Lone Jack, Missouri, the Jesse Hockett Racing, KC Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77, it's Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77. Those are the drivers in session number 2, 7 of them. As you see Jack Wagner making his way around the track. Haven't seen him since a Highland Racing event at Lucas Oil Speedway earlier this year, where he finished in the 21st position. Does do quite a bit of non-wing racing throughout the season as well. As you're getting a look at some of the fans outside in turn number 2. One of the cool places, Tyler, where I'm sure you've seen it as a driver here, where they have
they always have a good time out there.
And there's like fire pits going on outside 1 and 2. It's always cool.
Yeah, definitely a unique feature to this place is seeing the fans there, especially when it gets a little bit darker here and a little bit chillier tonight. You're going to see trash cans with fires and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is definitely a cool place to tailgate if you're a race fan. That is for sure over there outside of 1 and 2. As the green lights come on, you're looking at Ayrton Jeniton, who is very close to wrapping up the Power Eye 410 Championship this year. He's got 2 more races left, and it's all but sewed up, which is a $50,000 check at the end of the year. Jeniton's been really improving here the last couple of years. Tyler has shown some speed against the national guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he came out swinging like that first year there in a 410, and then kind of took maybe a little bit step backwards, but him and his dad have kind of put their team back going the right direction, and obviously a $50,000 payday is going to help that too if they can sew that up.
And there's the Florida Man, Danny Sams. You got to watch it from the couch. Him picking up that win at Bridgeport, and Danny Sams, one of the best personalities we've got in the pit area with Kubota Highland Racing. How awesome was that to watch him get that first ever win?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to see first-time winners, and I think since I've been doing this with you, I think we've seen,
we got like 3.
Yeah, I've gotten to see a few of them, so it's awesome. I think we talked about it before, but just seeing this hard work and time out here on the road that these rookies put in, it paying off in the ways that it is.
One of the rookies is fastest in that group, and that is Chase Randall in car number 9, a 16.425. But as we saw in that first session, we will do it once again. Yellow flag conditions, slowly pacing around the speedway in the groove, and so hopefully that will help speed up the lap times. Once again, that time is a 16.425. The next fastest driver in this session, all the way back in the 5th position, of Ayrton Jeniton, a 17.098. Actually, dead tie there with Riley Goodnow, also a 17.098, and then Danny Sams 8th and Jack Wagner 10th. And so Randall had it figured out there, but the rest of the drivers in this session unable to go faster than 2nd through 4th in that first group. Sammy Swindell, one of them, incredible to see that he is still going the way he is. Man, he was fast in Knoxville this year. He was fast in Knoxville this year.
Yeah, he just keeps coming and still has speed, and it's cool to see. I think just obviously a legend of our sport, and for him to be willing to come out here and still do this is really awesome to me.
Got a 4:10 win this year on August 31st in Benton, Missouri, so still winning. Hashtag still winning for Sammy Swindell as the green flag comes back out here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 2. Getting a look at Brad Sweet, who was able to win both of the races in last year's doubleheader here, and he'll go to the top of the board at a 16.366. First driver to the 15s is Chase Randall, 15.752 for the all-body alternative number 9. White flag is out. Final driver for these drivers, or final lap for these drivers to get their cars dialed in before qualifying. Checkered comes out, and it will be Chase Randall maintaining his spot at the top of the speed charts at a 15.324 second lap time. Brad Sweet second, a 15.347. Ayrton Jennington in third, a 15.804. Austin McCarl fifth, or make that fourth at a 16.099. And Riley Goodnow in fifth at a 16.108. Danny Sams, Jack Wagner, Aaron Reitzel, Brenham Crouch, and Sammy Swindell, the top 10 fastest drivers, as we are only 2 of 5 practice sessions in. First driver in session number 3 rolls onto the speedway now. From Myerstown, Pennsylvania, that's the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Babs Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. It's Brent Marks. Brent Marks in the 19. And lined up next to him from Odessa, Missouri, the Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine. Number 74, it's Xavier Doney. Xavier Doney in the 74. From Benton, Arkansas, driving the J.B. Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Massey Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, it's Landon Crawley. Landon Crawley in the 45X. And from Greeley, Colorado, the Greeley Automotive Machine, Napa Auto Parts of Greeley, number 74M, Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt in the 74M. From Franklin, Indiana, the WCI, Klossmeyer Petrie Motorsports IPC Z-Max, number 27, Emerson Axum. Emerson Axum in the 27. And from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Rudy Management, number 26. That is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. And making his Highland Racing debut tonight from Greenwood, Missouri, in the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating, number 19H. It's Clinton Boyles. Clinton Boyles in the 19H. Those are the drivers that are in session number 3 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight at the Lakeside Speedway. Clinton Boyles, former full-time crew chief on the Highland Racing Tour last year with Chris Windham and Vermeer Motorsports, but things have gone a little bit differently for him in 2025 and now finds himself back behind the wheel of the High Breeder Motorsports 19H that has seen a couple of drivers this year, including Kevin Thomas Jr. and Hank Davis. The other 19 out there on the track, that is Brent Marks, and it looks like he might run that yellow paint scheme for the rest of the year there, Tyler. That is one you cannot miss out there on the track.
You cannot miss it. I like it. I know a lot of people aren't like yellow fans, but I think it definitely stands out. I dig it.
And right behind him, rolling down the front stretch, is Emerson Axum. We briefly mentioned it at the top of the show, but Emerson with Kyle Ripper now helping him out, at least for this weekend. And Ripper, it was a hot-button issue, and it's been the talk of the town the last couple of nights and days as Ripper was let go from Stenhouse Junior Marshall Racing after the National Open victory, and so has found himself helping out the young driver from Franklin, Indiana for this weekend at Lakeside. Emerson's crew chief normally that he has is with Chase Randall to finish out the Highland Racing season.
Yeah, it's been a crazy season, really all across the board, from crew chiefs to drivers to crew guys, all of it.
It really has, as Brent Marks goes to the top of the board. A 15.196 for Marks. Justin Peck is in second, a 15.298. Still giving these drivers a couple more laps at speed. Clinton Boyles, fifth quick on the speed charts, a 15.720. Xavier Doney goes to the top of the board, a 15.176. And Marks is off the pace in turn 3. Maybe was actually catching up to a slower car there and backing it down a little bit to get a couple clean laps. As the yellow flag comes back out, looks like we might have them pack in the racing surface a little bit more. Lap time 15:176 for Xavier Doney. Track record once again a 13:1.
Yeah, and when we were here in May, I was just looking. Quick time at hot laps was a 14:2, so we're still quite a ways off of that, but it's definitely coming in. It's just taking a little longer than I think we want to.
Yep, 15:176 there for Xavier Doney, who has been fun to watch this year. He was full-time power, I remember, running the 410 this season. Brent Marks is second, 15:196. Justin Peck in third, a 15:216. And Chase Randall fourth, a 15:324. And Brad Sweet fifth, 15:347. Clinton Boyles, sixth quick. Landon Crawley seventh. Emerson Axum eighth. Ayrton Jennett ninth. And Austin McCarl in 10th. Clinton Boyles already went to victory lane behind the wheel of that car, man. He has not raced a whole lot the last 2 years, and for him to win...
Definitely not in a wing car either.
Oh, yeah. For him to win that Power Eye 410 show at Lucas Oil Speedway is very impressive, and he'll be fun to watch. I think he's going to run Lucas Oil Speedway next week with us as well, so we know that he'll be good there. Already got a win this year.
Yeah, I think just a good combination. He gets to work with his good friend Lucas as a crew chief, and obviously he's got some experience as a crew chief as well, so I think obviously them getting to work together on setup and things like that helps them, and he's gotten to watch a lot of races the last couple of years as a crew chief on his own, so it does not hurt to watch races and watch the best guys in the business learn to do what they're doing.
Clinton Boyles, 10 races this year, 6 top 10 finishes, has a couple of wins here at Lakeside, 2 of them with the former War Sprint Car Series without the wing on top. As the green flag comes back out on session number 3 of dirt track practice. See if anybody can top the 15:176 set by Xavier Doney. As they say that, we got our first 14-second lap time by Justin Peck, a 14:482. Brent Marks will join him in that second bracket, 14:565 for Marks. Emerson Axum onto the third spot. Now Landon Crawley up to third as the checkered flag is waved. And so that will do it for session number 3. Justin Peck is the fastest overall at a 14:482. Brent Marks second at 14:488, and Clinton Boyles in third at 14.780. Landon Crawley fourth, a 14.835, and Emerson Axum in fifth, a 15.009, followed by Xavier Doney, Chase Randall, Brad Sweet, Ayrton Jennett, and Austin McCarl. So getting a little bit closer to times that we're expecting to see here.
Yeah, we picked up a lot there from that pack session to going back green there. So we're definitely really close, and I would imagine these guys will get down close to that lower 14-second range here.
See if anybody can do that, or maybe get into the 13-second bracket as we now see our next group of cars on the Speedway. On the top of your screen, that is Cy Lynch. He's out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, driving the Mosidus Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, number 42. And the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Hample Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining, and Excavating, number 10. It's Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the number 10. Also on the racetrack from Quilcene, Washington, in the Rengen Earthworks, Dave Perry, Steve Porler Trucking, Afix Graphics, number 63, J.J. Hickel. J.J. Hickel in the 63. And the current series point leader rolls down the backstretch now out of St. Helena, California. The Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24. It's Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24. And from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, and the Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, Landis, number 2 KS, Ian Madsen. Ian Madsen in the 2 KS. And another driver making his high limit racing debut tonight from Papillion, Nebraska, in the CNS Motorsports, Backlund Plumbing, Speedway Motors, Zoom Drain, number 81. It's Cole Vanderheiden. Cole Vanderheiden in the 81. And from Springfield, Nebraska, the Essenton Racing, Carpetland, Certified Transmission, Mecum Auctions, number 53, Jack Dover. Jack Dover in the 53. From Fresno, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, LA's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. Giovanni Selzy in the 7 BC. Those are the drivers in the 4th of 5 practice sessions here tonight. We do understand that groups 1, 2, and 3 will come back onto the Speedway for a green-white checkered session. Just to give you an idea, 14.4 was the latest lap time from Justin Peck at the top of the board. Joel Myers Jr. was in the first session at a 17.865, and he's at the bottom of the speed charts, and so that is a vast difference. We don't want to send those guys out not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, it's in fairness. So glad they're doing that, so those guys have an idea what they're going to get for qualifying and get their car as close as possible.
Absolutely. As you see Rico Abreu getting up to speed, he is the most recent winner here at Lakeside. Got the win back in May with Kubota Highland Racing after a wild incident between himself, Kerry Manson, Brad Sweet, and Kyle Larson. Green flag comes out on session number 4. Nobody into the top 10 yet in this session. Looked like a couple of guys were kind of getting stacked up there behind one another, and so they kind of slowed the field down, but now they're getting up to speed all the way. There is J.J. Hickel on your screen. One of the good guys in sprint car racing is Giovanni Selzy, goes up to 3rd. Ryan Timms goes to the top of the speed charts at 14.304 seconds. Rico Abreu right behind him at a 14.409. Looks like the nose wing has collapsed on the number 81 for Cole Vanderheiden in his Highland Racing debut tonight. Mentioned it earlier, just his 3rd career 410 sprint car start, and that is not optimal.
No, and unfortunately, I do have experience of that here. My the left front sideboard of my front wing blew off at the second night here last year, and I can tell you it is a handful around this place.
Cole Vanderheiden, 2 7th-place runs this year with the ASCS National Tour back on September 5th and 6th, and so he's going to head back to the pit area and get that nose wing repaired before his qualifying effort later on in the race program. There is Rico Abreu. He is currently 2nd on the charts at 14.409, trailing Ryan Timms at a 14.304. Justin Peck in 3rd, Brett Marks 4th, and Cy Lynch is in this group. He's 5th quickest at 14.649. Giovanni Selzy, Clinton Boyles, Landon Crawley, Emerson Axum, and Xavier Doney. As there is the Rookie of the Year contender, Cy Lynch is just 5 races away from completing his first ever National Touring Sprint Car season, and that's going to be a huge accomplishment for all those rookies to make that happen.
Yeah, I think it's an accomplishment for anybody to go the whole season, but especially for the rookies and a team like Cy, where it's especially their first time really doing anything like that, is it's tough, and so hats off to them and all of our rookies and their teams and team members for sticking it out, and it's grueling, so it's just a hat tip to them.
4 rookies, and 2 of them able to go to victory lane this year. Of course, Dason Pursley and Danny Sam. Still 5 more races left to change that. As Giovanni Selzy is now getting powered up. He currently sits in the 6th position here in hot laps. Green flag comes back out. There is Ryan Timms. We got 2 drivers into the 13-second bracket now. It's Selzy and Abreu, a 13.915 and a 917 out of Rico. As the checkered is out, a couple more drivers inside the top 5. And so that will do it for session number 4, and it looks like the fastest driver is Giovanni Selzy now at a 13.915 second lap. Rico Abreu second, 13.917. Ryan Timms also in the 13-second bracket at 13.942. Then Cy Lynch fourth, a 14.056, and Jack Dover in 5th at a 14.280. No surprise to see Gio getting around Lakeside. He's a high limit winner here, Tyler. He's won an Outlaw show, and you guys have been fast here in the past as well. So it could be a a night where the stars align for him to get that first win of the year with High Limit.
Yeah, it would definitely be awesome. I think it'd be a shot in the arm for himself and our team. So it definitely was a weekend that we kind of highlighted to end the season, on a good note, that this was going to be a place that was going to be good for both the team and for Gio. Obviously, with him having success here, and then we've had a really good setup here as well. So things are starting off on the right foot. Just got to get timed in good and put the rest of the night together.
All right, here comes our final group of hot laps. We'll have the first 3 groups back out, but the final session number 5, the cars we have not seen yet. There is Hank Davis on your screen. He's out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma, driving the Beaver Drill and Tool. Sondrel Manufacturing, bleeding the swords with the Heartland Beaver Racing Project, number 12X. And from Lone Jack, Missouri, the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical, number 73. It's Samuel Wagner. Samuel Wagner in the 73. And the most recent High Limit Racing winner rolls down the backstretch now out of Minden, Nevada in the JST Motorsports. The Ritual, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxima Racing Oils, number 88. It's Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. From Aromas, California, the Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, S&J Lumber, Tally, Sander Engineering, number 14. It's Justin Sanders. Justin Sanders in the 14. Also out there on the racetrack from Ankeny, Iowa, the IntelliSense, Heartland Steel, Higherview Enterprises, C&D Elevator Construction, number 44. It's Chris Martin. Chris Martin in the 44. And the final car in this session is from Princeton, Minnesota, in the Twin City Auto Glass, IB Holland, wall-to-wall painting, ground support construction, number 4 of Jeremy Snow. Jeremy Snow in the number 4. Green flag is out on session number 5 of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here at the Lakeside Speedway. The time to beat, 13:915. Tanner Thorson and Hank Davis both into the top 10. And just outside that top 10 is Chris Martin in 12th. Hank Davis now into the top 5, and we've got one into the wall. Sanders gonna tip it over in turn 2. Justin Sanders upside down in turn number 2. Looked like he was trying to avoid Jeremy Snow, who was off the pace.
He had spun out and did a 360 and it was going back towards the wall, and Justin was just trying to avoid him and just ran up over his right rear there and ended up in the wall and just tipped over.
A tough break there, especially after how their last race went back at Path Valley. Another situation where he's just running his own race and something else happens to him, right?
Yeah, it's just bad luck.
Here's a replay on Flow, and we'll see Jeremy Snow come into the picture. Snow spins around, and he clips his right rear, breaks the front end.
Just completely knocked the left front off the car there. So at that point, he has no control and into the fence and up and over.
Well, that is a really, really bad start to the night for the Jason Myers Racing team.
Luckily, I think they drew late here, so they're going to have some time, especially with the first 3 groups getting a green-white checker. It's going to give them a little more time to fix that thing, get it back out for to get a lap in time trials.
Definitely appears to be at least a front end and obviously a top wing as well that they're going to need to fix before he comes back out for his qualifying effort there for Justin Sanders. Sanders was 17th back in May this year at Lakeside Speedway. Of course, he got that first ever High Limit Racing victory back at Placerville. Also a Gold Cup prelim night winner. That car represents 9th in the owner's point standings. Sanders himself with 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s this year against the High Limit Racing High Rollers. And so he's going to need some help to get back to the pit area via a tow truck. As we will send these guys once again. The drivers that are in this session still have a few more laps. Hank Davis is 5th quick on the board. Fastest in this group at a 14.211. That's a guy I'm pretty high on right now. Hank Davis, he's won a Chili Bowl prelim night before. He's ran well in that Beaver Drill and Tool 12X, and he got a win earlier this year with the Power I 410 series at Callaway, Missouri back on September 13th. And that's a guy that really has like less than 30 or 25 410 starts, and he's shown that he picks it up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think he's another guy with just some raw talent and finally getting some opportunities here. He had an opportunity last year with Wayne Johnson and 2C Racing on the.
It ran very well.
Yeah, ran really well with the 360 car, and obviously wanted to go 410 racing, and obviously 2C kind of went a different way. And I know things didn't go perfect with him and Shannon Wheatley, but came back here to the Midwest hungry and willing to put the work in to try and get some rides. And I think he's found a home there in the Beaver car, and obviously it's going pretty well.
Yeah, he was 3rd and 5th here last year in the ASCS National Series in that 2C machine, but so far tonight it looks like it's got some single car speed, no doubt about that. 5th quick on the board as we now refire the drivers in this 5th practice session of the night. We mentioned it earlier if you did not hear. We are going to bring out the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd practice sessions onto the racetrack because the track has significantly sped up since the last time they were on the Speedway. And so we are going to run those guys again for a quick green, white, checkered session, and then we'll jump into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. As Tyler talked about at the top of the show, that is the most important part of the night for these guys, get themselves set up for a good heat race starting spot. And of course, that will transition into a good feature starting spot as well. As there is Chris Martin on your screen, as Hank Davis will go by him on the bottom. Tanner Thorson out there, the most recent High Limit Racing winner. He's the DJ of the night as well. It has been fun to watch that team this year. And you were watching, I'm sure, on Flo back home for Path Valley, but it seemed like he was more excited for that one than he was the first one.
Yeah, it's just it's funny how that works sometimes. I think you work so hard to get that first one, and it kind of almost doesn't sink in right away. And then to see the work continue to pay off and get that second one is probably a little more rewarding. Especially, I think he mentioned in that interview that he loves Path Valley and won there in a midget, and I think a non-wing sprint car as well. So just a place that meant a lot to him, and it was cool to see the emotion come out.
Thorson was 14th here back in 2024. His best finish against High Limit Racing here at Lakeside. As the green flag comes back out for session number 5 of practice. See if anybody else has a lap time to jump into the top 10. So far, Hank Davis and Tanner Thorson have been able to accomplish that. Thorson now up to 7th quick on the charts. Chris Martin up to 9th overall at 14.419. Here's the white flag, 1 lap to go here in this 5th practice session. Thorson now into the top 5 at 14.175. Chris Martin back up to 8th quick at a 14.385. Hank Davis now back up to 4th quick. Tanner Thorson, Chris Martin, and Hank Davis were almost faster every single time they came by the start-finish line. And Davis will be the best in that group, 4th overall, a 14.039 for the 12X. Giovanni Selzy is still at the top, though, 13.915 over Abreu, Timms, Davis, and Lynch. Then Thorson, Martin, Dover, Madsen, and Peck. And so here comes the drivers that were in group number 1 of practice. They are going to get a quick green-white checkered session before we get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying, along with sessions 2 and 3. And so they're going to come out here, run 2 laps, and then immediately go back to the pit area and make those final adjustments, because really after what they did in their first session, they probably didn't learn a single thing, right?
I mean, the track's almost 4 seconds faster than when they were out here last. So it's just, didn't learn much there. But Mike knew he needed to get them back so they can get some more fuel in the car, and if they were able to come back, be ready for that. And obviously, tracks came in really nice here now, and a lot faster. So they're going to get a lot better, chance to see what their car has if they need to go make some changes before they go off for qualifying. Drivers
out there in this session are Brenham Crouch on your screen, the number 5 machine, as he rolls by the number 9 of Dominic Dobesh. Also the 21H of Brady Bacon back on the Speedway. 87 Aaron Reitzel, the 13 Dason Pursley, Alex Vandevort, the 7W, Sammy Swindell, the 74S, and Joel Myers Jr. in the 19 Junior are the cars out there on the track for this green-white checkered session of practice. Looking at Aaron Reitzel on your screen, he was 8th here back in May. Does have an ASCS victory at Lakeside back in 2017. Green lights come on. We'll see what these drivers have as far as the speed goes. Wouldn't be surprised to see any of these guys jump to the top of the charts. I believe the track still has the speed to make it happen.
Yeah, I think so too. I think got to look for here probably Aaron. He usually has a lot of speed here at the beginning of the night.
As there is Alex Vandervoort, one of the drivers in his high limit debut here tonight. And green-white checkered session, the white flag already up in the air. Nobody into the top 10 yet. Sammy Swindell, 10th quick on his second time by, 14.441. Brenham Crouch goes to the top of the board, 13.812 for the CJB entry. And so that will do it for that rerun of session number 1. Brenham Crouch, now the best driver, 13.812 seconds, followed by Giovanni Scelzi, Rico Abert, Ryan Timms, and Aaron Reitzel in that group. He was 5th quickest. Behind him, you had Brady Bacon, 7th. You had Sammy Swindell, 13th, Dason Pursley, 14th, and Dominic Dobish, 18th. Drivers in session number 2, the rerun of session number 2, now making their way back onto the front straightaway. Austin McCarl's out there in the 88, Chase Randall in the 9, Danny Sams in the 24D, Ayrton Jennison in the number 3, Brad Sweet 49, Riley Goodnow 22, and Jack Wagner in the 77. Jack Wagner with one of the best hometowns in racing, Lone Jack, Missouri. If your hometown has your own name in it, that's pretty good. Like just like Joe B. Miller in Millersville, Missouri.
Yeah, it's funny how that works sometimes, right?
Yep, that is one of the best hometowns. My other favorite hometown to announce is California, Missouri. I love the noise of it, the sound of it. Clyde Knipp.
I like
shout out to Clyde Knipp.
Steel City.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep, a lot of good hometowns out there. Tony Laporta, speaking of hometowns, what's the name of your hometown again? I forget. You always tell us, and I can never remember.
Well, Chase, that's a long and confusing story, but I guess technically it's Greeley, Colorado. I share that honor with Zach Merritt, who is here competing with us for the second time in 2025, but I claim Windsor, Colorado as my hometown.
Windsor, Colorado. I knew it because you mentioned it earlier, talking about his high school football coach for whatever reason. The Windsor Wizards, I believe, was the name of the team that Tony Laporta was the water boy for. As the green lights come back on, and we've already seen Crouch go to the top after session number 1 reran. See if anybody else can make that happen. White flag is out. Danny Sams, 17th quick. Chase Randall up to the 6th position. Brad Sweet goes to 4th. And they are rocking and rolling into turn 1. Being up here in the tower, Tyler, they are hauling the mail getting down to that first corner.
Yeah, it's picked up a lot of speed, obviously, especially from when these guys came out here last. But I haven't seen this place this fast in a while since we've been here.
Brad Sweet is going to end this session in the 2nd spot at 13.861 seconds, followed by Brenham Crouch. Make that Brenham Crouch still at the top of the board, 13.812. Then Scelzi, Abru, and Timms. Chase Randall was 7th quick. He was also in that session. And nobody else able to crack into the top 10 as we now have our final rerun of the night. It's session number 3. And then we'll get into qualifying as the 45X of Landon Crawley's back on the track along with the 19H of Clinton Boyles. 74M, the aforementioned Zach Merritt. 19, Brent Marks. 27, Emerson Axum. 74 car is going to be, the other 74 car is Xavier Toney, and the 26, Justin Peck, will be the drivers in our final hot lap session of the night. As you see, Landon Crawley getting fired off into turn number 1. Had a couple of good runs this year with Kubota High Limit Racing, including a 7th place finish at the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track in Fort Worth. Got a top 5 run this year with the Outlaws at the Vado Speedway Park in New Mexico. Tony.
And Tyler Courtney, I believe you have an interesting connection with a crew member on that Johnny Herrera-owned number 45X. Why don't you share a little bit about the crew member spinning wrenches on that Landon Crawley-driven machine that you share quite a few things with, including a very similar sounding voice.
Yeah, and a very similar DNA. He's my twin brother, Taylor, better known as Moonshine. He
he started working for Johnny and Landon about halfway through the summer this year. So it's been cool to kind of get to see him out on the road more often than I normally have. So I know he's been enjoying it, and they've had a little success here to end the year as well.
Don't think I've seen him since he was the T-shirt trailer guy at Kern.
Yeah, he started out the year with me. Asia had a wedding to go to, so he came out for Paris and Kern to sell T-shirts for me. So
what a brother!
Yeah, this is awesome. Obviously he lives in Texas, I live in Iowa, so we don't get to see each other a whole lot. So it's been neat to get to see each other more often than we used to.
Now, speaking of brothers, let's go back downstairs to my brother, Tony Laporta.
Okay, don't ever get that rumor even close to started. I was going to ask about your brother, Taylor Courtney. Is he doing okay after your mother compared him and I as similar body builds? I don't know if you even remember that, Tyler, when we were visiting you in the hospital.
No, I don't remember that, but it sounds about right.
Yes. Anthony Carini was joking with you, asking who's going to take over the 7BC while you were laid up in hospital. And Anthony joked and said, well, why not Taylor? And your mom said, Anthony, have you seen Taylor lately? He looks like Tony. That's a terrible idea. And I just felt terrible for your brother.
That is not very nice. Green lights come on. Our final hot lap session of the night is underway here at Lakeside. As you see Justin Peck on your screen, making his way into turn number 1, a two-time winner this year with Kubota Highland Racing, coming at the Ransomville Speedway in New York and the Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan. Justin Peck is 7th quick on his first time by the stripe at a 14.027. And now Clinton Boyles takes him over, 7th spot for him. Brent Marks up to 3rd, a 13.894. Checkered is out. Practice about to be wrapped up here at the Heartland of America Showdown. And on his final lap, Justin Peck will take over the top spot in hot laps. A 13.751 second time for the Rudine Racing number 26. Brenham Crouch second, 13.812. Brad Sweet third, a 13.861. Brent Marks is fourth, 13.894. And Giovanni Selzy fifth, a 13.915. Followed by Rico Abreu, Emerson Axum, Ryan Timms, Aaron Reitzel, and Landon Crawley. Top 10 fastest drivers in a little bit of an extended hot lap session here tonight at Lakeside. Next up is Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. They are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealers and the #1 Intech trailer dealers. No one sells more Toterhomes or Intech trailers than Capital Renegade Custom Trailers and Coaches. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at www.capitalrenegade.com. So drivers will come on the track 2 at a time. They will get 2 laps around the speedway. Their best lap time will set them up for a heat race lineup later on in the racing program. With 36 cars sign in for competition tonight, we split the field in half. We do that whenever we have 32 or more. And so Flight A will consist of half the field. Flight B will consist of the other half of the field, and they will be split up in between heat races 1 and 2. So heat races 1 and 2 will be Flight A. Heat races 3 and 4 will be Flight B. And then we will get into those heat races after opening ceremonies. A couple of push trucks making their way back to the pit area to get themselves prepared to push off cars for qualifying. We mentioned that track record was set by David Gravel back on October 22nd of 2021 at 13.169 seconds. So a 13.751. Going to need to pick up over a half a second to get anywhere near that track record. Would be pretty shocked if that was the case, as there are our first couple of drivers ready to make their way onto the track for their qualifying efforts. You see Dason Persley and Aaron Reitzel on your screen. They're going to be 2 of the first 4 cars onto the speedway. And Tyler, both those guys, Reitzel and Persley, they have been just outstanding when it comes to time trials this year.
It's been exciting to watch. Those guys know how to lay down a couple good laps, and they're fairly close in total ones.
Reitzel has 10. I believe Persley has 6.
Okay, so yeah, it's especially for a rookie like Dason, first full-time year in a Wing 410, to come out and figure out qualifying as good as he has is is pretty remarkable, honestly.
Getting a look at a packed pit area back there. There's the money line on the middle portion of the screen there. All of the High Limit Racing teams lined up with their flags back there for when the fans come down, and you can identify that that is a High Limit Racing high roller team with those flags on top of the trailers and all those full-time teams lined up. We try to do that every single pit area we go to with Kubota High Limit Racing. Sometimes it's a little bit tough, can't make it happen, but we do it the best we can to get the money line going. Tony,
Path
you
Valley,
like the money line?
Yeah, Path Valley was a tricky one, but that was a cool weekend out there at New Jersey's Bridgeport, as well as Pennsylvania's Path Valley Speedway. But yeah, it was tough to get cars and teams and trucks and everything that travels with the National Touring Series like High Limit crammed into the property at Path Valley Speedway. But obviously, Tyler, you weren't able to make it out there with us, so hopefully you had a good seat back at home to watch both nights live on Flow.
Oh, I did, and I've been to Path Valley, so I get the picture you're painting here with how small it is.
Green flag is set to come out for our first two qualifiers. First up, he is the leading Rookie of the Year contender out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juliana Concrete. Number 13 here is Dason Pursley. And from Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants. Number 5 of Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the 5, Dason Pursley in the 13. Crouch, 19 years old, Pursley, 20. Lap 1 for Pursley is a 13.765, 13.765. Brenham Crouch, lap number 1, he'll go to the top, 13.662, 13.662. That's the fastest lap we've seen so far tonight. Lap number 2 for Pursley, he'll go better, but still second quick, a 13.708, 13.708. Brenham Crouch, lap number 2, better, 13.600, 13.600. Brenham Crouch sets the bar early on in Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Time trialing next from Clute, Texas, the Fulkins Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC Global American Table Bargain Bar number 87. Here is Aaron Reitzel. And also on the track from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and the Dahmer Powertrain, Telstar Technologies, Maximo Oil, Hobson Family number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. Brady Bacon in the 21H, Aaron Reitzel in the number 87. Bacon, runner-up finisher, the last race out at Path Valley. Lap 1 for Reitzel to the top, 13.419, 13.419. Lap number 1 for Brady Bacon, fourth quick, a 13.762, 13.762. Aaron Reitzel, lap number 2, is going to slow down to a 13.566. That second lap still would have been at the top of the board. First one better, 13.419. And for Brady, he'll slow down to a 13.793. First lap better, 13.762. Fourth quick for Brady Bacon, and to the top of the board for the 87 of Aaron Reitzel. Qualifying next, making his High Limit Racing debut out of Knoxville, Iowa. The Miller Welders, Al Parker Engines, Simpson Race Products, Wilco Services, number 7W, it's Alex Vandevort. And also in his High Limit debut from Brookings, South Dakota, in the Dobesh Construction, Paradise Pools, Ron's Auto Repair, Austrian Landscaping, number 9D, it's Dominic Dobesh. Dominic Dobesh in the 9D, Alex Vandevort in the 7W. Vandevort on lap 1 is fifth quick. It's a 14.616, 14.616. Dobesh, he goes fifth quick on lap 1, a 14.187, 14.187. Vandevort missed his spot in the qualifying rundown, it appears here. Lap number 2 is better. It's a 14.311, 14.311. Dominic Dobesh, he'll slow down on lap 2. His first lap slightly better, 14.187. So fifth quick for Dobesh and sixth quick for Vandevort on their qualifying runs. Next up, it's the three-time World of Outlaws champion from Germantown, Tennessee, the Schnee Lawson chassis number 74S. Here is Sammy Swindell. And also on the track from Santa Rosa, California, and the Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Velocity Engineering, Al Parker Engines, Dirt Dudes. Number 19 Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19 Junior, Sammy Swindell in the 74S. Swindell, a three-time Outlaw winner here at Lakeside Speedway in his career. Lap number 1 for Sammy is fifth quick, 13.836. Lap 1 for Joel Myers, he goes P6, a 13.910, 13.910. Sammy Swindell looking to complete his second lap time, and it will be better. Fourth quick, a 13.752. And for Myers, he's also better, but stays in the sixth position at 13.871. Fourth quick for Sammy Swindell, and sixth quick for Joel Myers Jr. of 8 in Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. Here is the defending series champion next to qualify out of Grass Valley, California. The Casey Kane Racer Mike Kerr. Napa Auto Parts, Bruno's Collection, Durst Incorporated, curb record number 49. Here is the big cat, Brad Sweet. And from Lone Jack, Missouri, the Jesse Hockett Racing, Casey Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund. Number 77, it's Jack Wagner. Jack Wagner in the 77, Brad Sweet in the 49. Brad Sweet fourth in driver's points, third in owners points. Lap 1 is second quick. It's a 13.534, 13.534. Jack Wagner 10th quick on lap 1, a 14.379, 14.379. Brad Sweet lap number 2 is better, 13.461, 13.461. And for Jack Wagner, lap 2 will slow down to a 14.616. First lap better, 14.379. 10th quick for Wagner, and Brad Sweet goes to second quick at 13.461 seconds. From Knoxville, Iowa, the Quality Traffic Control, Schilling Excavating, Goodnow Promotions, J&J number 22. Here is Riley Goodnow. And Rookie of the Year contender is also on the track from Waco, Texas. In the all-by-year alternative, Infamous Inc. Bush's Chicken, Flat Rock Ranch, Trex Decking number 9. Here is the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9. Riley Goodnow in the 22. Goodnow making his High Limit Racing season debut. Lap 1 for Riley Goodnow is the 8th quick to 13.914, 13.914. Chase Randall lap 1 4th quick, 13.677, 13.677. Riley Goodnow finishing up his qualifying run. He's better on lap 2, back to 8th quick, 13.868. And for Chase Randall on lap 2, he'll slow down to a 13.717. The first lap was better, 13.677. 4th quick for Randall and 8th quick for Goodnow. From Northport, Florida, dropping the Global Link, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, East Rental Signs, number 24D. Here is the Florida man, Danny Sams III. And also on the track from Crabboys Mill, Missouri, the Ozark Barge and Dock Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hibden Gravel number 3. It's Ayrton Jeniton. Ayrton Jeniton in the 3, Danny Sams in the 24D. Lap 1 for D3 is going to be 6 quicks, a 13.737, 13.737. Lap 1 for Jeniton, 9th quick, 13.808, 13.808. The Florida man finishes up his qualifying run. Lap 2 is better, but still 6 quick, 13.720, 13.720. And for Jeniton, he'll slow down, 14.001. First lap faster, 13.808. 9th quick for Jeniton, and 6th quick for Danny Sams. Qualifying next out of Altoona, Iowa, the Country Motors Construction, Ochako West, Boswell Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W. Here is the big unit, Austin McCarl. And from Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Renewed Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Rudy Management, number 26. It's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26, Austin McCarl in the 88. Peck, the fastest driver overall during hot laps earlier on this afternoon. Lap 1 for McCarl is 7th quick, a 13.732, 13.732. Peck on lap 1 is 13th quick, a 13.979, 13.979. Austin McCarl looking to improve on lap 2. He will do so. 4th quick, 13.660. Lap 2 for Peck, better, but still 13th, a 13.885. 13th for Peck and 4th for McCarl, with 2 more cars left to qualify in Flight A. From Benton, Arkansas, the Jamie Henderson Construction, MPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, here is Landon Crawley. And from Greeley, Colorado, the Greeley Automotive Machine, Napa Auto Parts of Greeley, number 74M, it's Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt in the 74M, Landon Crawley in the 45X. Landon Crawley coming off of turn number 4. His first time by is going to be 14th quick, 13.986, 13.986. Lap 1 for Zach Merritt, 18th overall, a 14.908, 1:4.908. Landon Crawley finishes up his qualifying time. He's up to 11th now at 13.856, 13.856. And for Zach Merritt, he's better on lap 2. He's going to stay back in 18th, though, at a 14.450. 18th for Merritt and 11th for Crawley. That's it for Flight A. Aaron Reitzel fastest in that session. Brad Sweet, Brennan Crouch, Austin McCarl, and Chase Randall, the top 5. Reitzel's lap time, a 13.419, as now we look ahead to Flight B of qualifying. First qualifier in Flight B is from Minerstown, Pennsylvania. He drives M&M Painting and Construction, the Crew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. Here is Brent Marks. And the other number 19 car also on the track from Greenwood, Missouri. And the branch event venue, Hyper Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating. Number 19H, it is Clinton Boyles. Clinton Boyles in the 19H, Brent Marks in the straight up 19. Marks on lap 1, 13.544, 13.544. Clinton Boyles, lap number 1 in his high limit debut is a 13.800, 13.800. Brent Marks, lap number 2, better, 13.498, 13.498. Good lap there for Brent Marks. And for Clinton Boyles, he will go faster as well to a 13.752, 13.752. Second for Boyles, and Marks tops the charts so far in Flight B of qualifying. From Franklin, Indiana, the WCI Crossfire Petrie Motorsports IPC Z-Max, number 27, it's Emerson Axum. And he is joined on the racetrack by Xavier Doney. Doney from Odessa, Missouri, driving the Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74. Emerson Axum coming around this time by. He was 6th here back in May with High Limit Racing. Lap 1 is third quick. It's a 13.760, 13.760. Lap 1 for Doney, a 13.909, 13.909. Emerson Axum, an all-star winner at Eldora this year. Lap 2, second quick, 13.642, 13.642. Xavier Doney, lap 2 is not going to be as fast, to 14.024. First lap better, 13.909. Your next 2 qualifiers led onto the Speedway by the driver from Apollo, Pennsylvania. In the Mosinus Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, Mav Motorsports, number 42, it's Cy Lynch. And in his High Limit Racing debut, driving car number 81 from Papillion, Nebraska, in the CNS Motorsports, Backlund Plumbing, Speedway Motors, Zoom Drain, number 81, it's Cole Vanderheiden. Lap 1 for Cy Lynch, second quick, 13.616, 13.616. Cole Vanderheiden, lap number 1 is a 14.913, 14.913. Cy Lynch, lap number 2 to the top, 13.450, 13.450. Cole Vanderheiden, lap number 2 is better. It's a 14.566. He stays back in the 6th position, but improves on lap time, 1.4566. But now Cy Lynch goes to the top of the board at 13.450 seconds. Next up from Fresno, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Tows and Cars, Brand Professional Agriculture, Cambridge. Number 7 BC, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. In the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion, also on the track from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Hampel Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining and Excavating, number 10 of Ryan Timms. Ryan Timms in the 10, Gio Selzy in the 7 BC. Lap 1 for Hot Sauce is going to be third quick, a 13.527, 13.527. Ryan Timms, lap 1, fourth quick, 13.557, 13.557. Giovanni Selzy, lap number 2, he will not improve, 13.590. First lap better, 13.527. And for Ryan Timms, he's better, but still fourth quick at 13.541, 13.541. Fourth for Timms and third for Selzy as Lynch shows the way in Flight B. Here comes the current series point leader from St. Helena, California, in the Rico Abreu, Curb Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring number 24, it's Rico Abreu. And from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, the Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, Landis, number 2KS, it's Ian Madsen. Ian Madsen, the 2KS, Rico Abreu in the 24. Lap 1 for Rico, second quick, 13.484, 13.484. Ian Madsen, lap number 1, ninth overall, 14.239, 14.239. Rico, lap number 2, is going to slow down to a 13.561. First lap was faster, 13.484. Second quick. And for Madsen, he will go faster, 14.067, 14.067. Ninth quick for Ian Madsen, and second for Rico Abreu. Your next qualifier is from Springfield, Nebraska. He drives Yeston Racing, Carpetland, Certified Transmission, Mecum Auctions, number 53, it's Tim Estenson. And from Ankeny, Iowa, in the IntelliSense, Heartland Steel, Higherview Enterprises, CNE Elevator Construction, number 44, it's Chris Martin. Chris Martin in the 44, Jack Dover in the 53. Jack Dover, lap 1 for the Gas Man is going to be ninth quick, a 13.931, 13.931. Chris Martin, lap 1, is 11th overall, 14.176, 14.176. Jack Dover, can he improve on lap 2? He does not. It's a 13.940. First lap better just barely by 13.931. And now Chris Martin into the top 10 at 14.027, 14.027. Martin 10th and Dover in 9th. We have what looks to be about 5 more cars left to qualify. Make that 6 as Jeremy Snow missed his spot in line. Snow next up to qualify out of Princeton, Minnesota. The Twin City Auto Glass, IB Holland, wall-to-wall painting, ground support construction, number 4. And he is joined on the racetrack by Hank Davis out of Sand Springs, Oklahoma. And the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sondrel Manufacturing, bleeding the swords of the Heartland, Beaver Racing Project, number 12X. Hank Davis in the 12X, Jeremy Snow in the number 4. Snow was 21st with high limit back at Red Cedar in Wisconsin earlier this year. Lap 1 is a 15.097, 15.097. Davis 8th quick on his opening lap, 13.875, 13.875. Jeremy Snow making his way through the middle of the racetrack. Lap number 2 is going to be better. It's a 14.909. And for Hank Davis, his second lap not quite as good, a 13.930. First lap faster at 13.875. They've got the repairs made to the Jason Myers Racing 14. It's Justin Sanders. He is out of Aromas, California. In the Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Simcal, S&J Lumber, Tally, Senior Engineering, Entry. And also on the track with him, in car number 73, it's Samuel Wagner in the out of Lone Jack, Missouri. In the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical, number 73. Samuel Wagner, 73. Justin Sanders in the 14. Sanders, lap 1, is 8th overall, 13.822, 13.822. First lap for Wagner is 14th quick, 14.403, 14.403. Justin Sanders, lap number 2, up to 7th now, a 13.743, 13.743. And for Samuel Wagner, he also improves on lap time, but stays 14th overall at 14.340 for Samuel Wagner in the 73. 2 more cars left to qualify, and that will wrap things up here for the early part of the night at Lakeside Speedway. Out of Minden, Nevada, here is the JST Motorsports, the Rituals, Mid-Titanium Factory Kane, Maxwell Racing Oils, number 88, Tanner Thorson. And the final driver to qualify is J.J. Hickle from Quilcene, Washington. And the Rengen Earthworks, Dave Perry, Steve Forler Trucking, Aphex Graphics 63, and Hickle's off the pace down the front straightaway. Hickle pulls in. We will stay underway. Lap 1 for Tanner Thorson is 9th quick. It's a 13.796, 13.796. Tanner Thorson 14th here back in 2024, his best Highland Racing result. He's 7th in points with 12 top 5 finishes on the year. Lap 2, 6th quick, 13.568, 13.568. P6 for Tanner Thorson to wrap things up in Capital Custom Trailer qualifying here tonight. And in session number 2, it is Cy Lynch topping the charts at 13.450, followed by Rico Abreu, Brent March, Giovanni Selzy, and Ryan Timms, the top 5. But your fastest driver overall for the 11th time in 2025, the 87 of Aaron Reitzel has done it again. And you're getting a look at his lap time, or his lap on your screen now. That car, Tyler, just straight as an arrow.
Yeah, they've just been on it all year, really from start to finish of the night, but especially at the start of the nights, they've got qualifying down pat, and I think Aaron obviously loves qualifying. He's really good at it. I'd like it too if I was that good.
Yeah, 11 fast times in 1 year is just ridiculous. His lap time, a 13.419 seconds. Topping Flight A, Cy Lynch topping Flight B. And so the 36 drivers on hand have done their hot laps, they've done their qualifying, and the next thing on the race program is going to be opening ceremonies, followed by our heat races, the dash, the B-main, and of course the feature here at Lakeside Speedway on night number 1 of the Heartland of America Showdown.
I'm Rico Abreu, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing on Flow.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
400 race cars.
Laps to go. Corner number 4 at the line. Brandon Overton.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
DMI is a leading manufacturer of steering, suspension, and driveline components of the sprint car industry. The line of Bulldog quick change rears featured unmatched reliability, innovation, and strength. DMI T-Rex torsion bars are the choice of the sport's top professionals who demand consistency and performance. DMI Bulldog components are proudly made in the USA in our Lancaster, Pennsylvania manufacturing facility. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI racing components and Bulldog quick change rears.
Did you see us at the High Limit West Coast Swing? You got a glimpse of the craftsmanship, the precision, the performance potential. Handcrafted in America, wedge carts are built by racers for racers. Engineered for speed, handling, and durability. From the West Coast Swing to your home track, when it's time to race, it's time to get the wedge edge.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing, compete for a championship.
You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
Whole different level.
This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to FloRacing's live coverage of Kubota High Limit Racing here at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas. We're getting ready to go with opening ceremonies here in just under about 7 or 8 minutes till we officially get the night going. But I talked about it a little bit earlier before cars got on track for engine heat. Back in the pit area earlier this afternoon, I got a chance to talk to Clinton Boyles. We tried to do a pre-race interview before each night of racing. Those of you who have kept up with High Limit, heck, those of you who keep up with sprint car, midget, dirt track racing know the name Clinton Boyles, especially if you're a fan of the Tulsa Shootout and the Chili Bowl, which you can catch only on FloRacing live all week long for both those events. Clinton Boyles on the headset with a mic in his hand or a wrench or a steering wheel. He's always a wealth of knowledge and a lot of fun to talk to. He's got a steering wheel in his hands here this weekend as he makes his racing debut with Kubota High Limit Racing, driving the number 19 for Hyde-Brader Motorsports. I got to talk to him back in the pit area a little while ago.
The year is 2020, and I'm riding to my first ever Chili Bowl with a young Justin Grant and an even younger Clinton Boyles. And look at us now. You've made it to the top, competing in the driver's seat with Kubota High Limit Racing. Can you even sum up this moment for me?
Not really. It's definitely not how I thought this year would went, right? Starting as a crew chief full-time on the Outlaw Tour, and in August I left the 55 team, and I had no backup plan. Wasn't sure what I was going to do or what life would bring me, and God provided for sure. This is an incredible moment for me just to make my High Limit debut and just be driving race cars again. It's super cool, and yeah, pretty full circle to be here standing next to you and doing more interviews as a driver.
That was honestly more comical, that setup and everything, because you've done lots of really cool and really big stuff in the sport. But I mean, hey, how about, he was just standing here 15 seconds ago, Jack Hockett, huge influence in your life, right? And then you're just coming off a win at the Hockett. This has got to have been a really cool back half of the summer, teaming up with the Hyde-Brader 19 and getting to go racing again with the steering wheel in your hands. How much fun are you having?
A lot of fun, yeah. My sprint car career started with Jack Hockett, owning the 77 car that I drove. So, have his support. I won 2 races here at Lakeside in his car. It is really cool, and for Ryan and Ashley Hyde-Brader to give me this chance was massive. I mean, I haven't raced in almost 4 or 5 years, so for them to take a chance on me is phenomenal, and I have a lot of fun working with Lucas. He's one of my best friends and now crew chief, so that's been cool as long as we're not trying to be at each other's throats, and Manning, our tire guy, is working really hard, and so it's just that's the theme of this 19 team, is we're having a lot of fun, and success is kind of right behind.
Well, I need to issue an apology. I feel like we never get your car owner's name correctly. Hyde-Brader?
Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't. Yeah, Ryan and Ashley, that's their names.
Ryan and Ashley.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I want to ask you here, because these pre-race interviews are always so quick, I want to sit and talk with you forever. Maybe not forever, but longer. So I got to ask you, you raced for a very long time. Then the last couple of years, we've seen you crew chief. You were with us at High Limit last year with Chris Wyndham in that Vermeer car. And then, was it Vermeer?
Yes, Vermeer.
Yeah. And then you go and do the Outlaw deal this year. And now you're back to holding the steering wheel. What can you take back to the cockpit of a winged 410 that you didn't know before you spent all that time crew chiefing? What's the transfer like?
Yeah, it's been insane. When you work with high-level drivers like, Kerry Madsen, Hunter Schoenberg, Chris Wyndham, even Buddy Kofoid, like, talking to them, you can take away so much stuff that when I drove before, I maybe didn't know or understand, but I spent, 4 or 5 summers watching 80 races a year of really high-level guys racing and competing, and you just watch and learn, and I think that's been really important. Now I get the chance to sit behind the steering wheel and try to apply everything that I've learned the last 4 years, and some of it's gone well, some of it's like, shoot, I got to do this better, but it's been a lot of fun just relearning, getting reacclimated behind the wheel, and seeing what we can do. So I'm really excited to be here at Lakeside Speedway with High Limit and just kind of see where we fit in, where our speed's at, where where we can improve and where we're doing all right, and learn from this weekend and try to be really good down at Lucas Oil on Wednesday.
Life is all about learning. Clinton Boyles has spent the last couple of years learning and doing. Tonight he'll be doing more of the doing as he's back behind the wheel of the number 19, making his driving debut with Kubota High Limit Racing.
Great to see Clinton Boyles today in the pit area. Haven't seen him in a while, as Tony had mentioned there, and Clinton talked about it as well, was doing the Outlaw Tour this year. And, of course, things have went sideways, and now he finds himself back behind the wheel. But it was great to see Clinton today. And, Tyler, I don't know many guys that have been a crew chief full-time on a national tour, and then on that same year they decided to go back to racing. Like, I don't know anybody else that's done that.
Interesting story, that's for sure. Yeah, not many guys I would say have done that in their career in the same season.
Right.
So yeah, it's been cool to see him hop back in, and then Ryan and Ashley are great people, and they've become car owners here the last couple years and had some success on their own, and then take a chance on Clinton that obviously hadn't raced in a while, but obviously had some faith in him and his abilities to be in the race car, and he's proven that. So I think obviously this place would be a little bit different for him tonight for just lack of experience here in a wing car. But I would look for him to be up front next week when we go to Lucas Oil.
The last time I feel like I saw him race a wing car was the old 98 machine. It might have been here or maybe Lake Ozark or something with the Outlaws a couple of years ago. But yeah, great to see him back here. We got a couple minutes, maybe 2 or so minutes until we get into opening ceremonies here tonight. But Tyler, after this, come back here tomorrow, of course, but then on Wednesday of next week, we go to Lucas Oil Speedway for the third to last race of the season, and it's the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series Championship. 4 drivers separated by 12 points going into that one, with Rico leading by 5 over Thorson, 9 over Sweet, and 12 over Reitzel. That is going to be can't-miss television.
And all 4 of those guys are really good at Lucas Oil. So yeah, I expect that to come down to probably the final lap or so to determine that. And yeah, any of those guys can win next Wednesday, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
I'm not sure how much it pays to win the race, but we got to assume at least $12,000 to win, and it's $20,000 to win the championship for the midweek series. So basically, those 4 guys are going for almost like a $32,000 victory if they can pull it off.
Yeah, and that's a lot of money, especially at the end of the season. You're going into off season here. You're trying to collect every paycheck you can.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to getting back over to Wheatland to the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, Lucas Oil Speedway, next Wednesday night for the final Roto-Rooter Midweek Series event. When we come back from this break here on Flow, it'll be time for opening ceremonies here at the Heartland of America Showdown.
I'm Danny Sams, and you're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on FloRacing.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline. And Rico goes back to the high side. Gets in the lead. To the turn now. Look to the inside of turn 1.
Avery to the outside. Major contact.
Save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
My first car was, I don't know the year of it, but it wasn't new. It was like a maroon Nissan Pathfinder, manual transmission. I remember like if I turned too far, it would blow the power steering line off. So I had to make sure not to blow the power steering line off, so I didn't ever turn too far. But I didn't have it very long. I don't remember because there was like a cash for clunkers, kind of promo going on. So my parents traded it in and got themselves a new car, and then I got the other hand-me-down, which was a Camry.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
For
nearly half a century, Power Plus has been delivering industrial-grade power solutions to businesses all across America. Whether your job site is in a remote location or you have a critical infrastructure site requiring absolute reliability, we have the expertise, passion, and commitment to keep you plugged in so you can keep building, communicating, protecting, and improving lives. We're Power Plus, and across this great nation, our people have dedicated themselves to providing you power when you need it, where you need it.
Hot laps and qualifying wrapped up here at Lakeside Speedway on night one of the Heartland of America Showdown. Let's go downstairs for opening ceremonies with Tony Laporta.
Thank you very much, Chase. We are here at Lakeside Speedway getting ready to go racing with Kubota High Limit. But first, Lakeside Speedway, how are you guys doing up there tonight? Are you ready to go racing? Folks, earlier this week, sprint car racing lost a legend and an all-around great member of the sport. The original outlaw, Bobby Allen, passed away, and we're going to honor him here during our invocation shortly. But the Outlaws are racing themselves tonight, which means Shark Racing, the team that Bobby Allen started and operated for all these years, is competing tonight. So from all of us here in Kansas and at High Limit Racing, can we make some noise for Bobby Allen and the Shark Racing family as we say goodbye to an absolute legend of the sport? Bobby was just fantastic to have in any pit area you ever found him in. We are thinking of his friends, his family, and everybody at Shark Racing as they deal with this difficult time and mourn the loss of their leader, Bobby Allen. With that, we are ready to move into opening ceremonies here tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce Executive Director from the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa, Mr. Bob Baker. Bob, thanks for being here. I understand you got some promotions you got going on this weekend.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great promotions going on up in the grandstand. We're at the front gate with the 50/50 tickets, which if you bought a 50/50 ticket tonight, we'll announce that number right before the A feature. Last year it was well over $1,000, so hold on to your tickets. Also, we have our sprint car that we give away next December. It's a brand new J&J 410 sprint car, and if it wasn't for all the manufacturers in sprint car racing that donate all the pieces and parts and put these race cars together for us, there'd be no way we could take this car around the country. Last week it was at the National Open in Pennsylvania. From here it goes to the PRI show and also to the World Finals in Charlotte. So it's taken all around the country to display all of the different race car parts, the newest parts the manufacturers donate. So if you get a chance, come on, stop up, take a look at the race car. It's great to be back at Lakeside. I'm so happy that you mentioned Bobby Allen. Bobby Allen was one of our National Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductees. And whenever Bobby Allen was in the building, the place was really special. This year during the Knoxville Nationals, it was Bobby Allen, Steve Kinzer, a couple other drivers up in one of the suites. And let me tell you, that suite was packed, and it was a great time. So thank you for that great round of applause for Bobby Allen, and thank you all for supporting the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum.
How about it one more time for Bob Baker and the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. With that, folks, we're getting ready to kick things off down here inside the front straightaway. So if I could have all of you who are here with us at the Lakeside Speedway who are able at this time to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ to lead us in tonight's invocation, Miss Lori Cutter.
Thank you, Tony. Father God, the home stretch of the Kubota High Limit season is upon us. Thank you for this night of racing here at Lakeside Speedway and for the blessing of gathering together, both here and through FloRacing. Lord, your blessings have been many this season. Frustrations turned to confidence, struggles to victories, and long hours renewed by your sweet spirit. We thank you for our military and first responders whose sacrifices protect us, our freedom to gather here tonight. Shield them from harm and those leaving for deployment. Place your hedge of protection over this facility tonight. Keep every driver, crew member, and fan safe in your loving arms. Meet each need represented here, Lord. We remember Bobby Allen, a racer, a Hall of Famer, and a man of integrity who loved you deeply. Comfort his family, friends, and fans during this time. Up and down the pits he'd go, lending a helping hand and offering his favorite Bible scripture along the way. May we be courageous like Bobby, bold in our faith, and generous in our heart. He knew the ultimate victory lane is not before the grandstands, but in heaven with you. Let us race with passion, live with purpose, and honor you in all we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Lori. Fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem. Lakeside Speedway, would you please welcome also from Racers for Christ to perform tonight's national anthem, Mr. Justin Lawson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about it, Lakeside, one more time for Justin Lawson? All right, Lakeside Speedway, talk to me one more time. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? With that, it's time for a Friday night fight. It's time for a showdown here in the Heartland, and that means it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
You know I'm never gonna slack. You know I'm never gonna slack. Come back. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack. Never gon' slack, never gon' slack.
Heat race number 1 makes its way onto the racetrack. It's presented by the folks at TJ Forged Wheels. Here is the lineup on the pole from Lubbock, Texas, and the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Cretan Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, FillPools.com, High Performance Lubricants number 5. It's Brenham Crouch, and it was outside starting second from Waco, Texas. And the all-by your alternative, Infamous Zinc, Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking number 9. It's Chase Randall. Starting third from Northport, Florida. In the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs number 24. It's Danny Sams III, and it was outside your fast time qualifier out of Clute, Texas, in the Volkens Brothers Trucking Power Plus STC Global American Table Bargain Barn, number 87, Aaron Reitzel. Inside of row number 3 from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, in the Dahmer Powertrain, Telstar Technology, Maxwell Oil, Hobson Family, number 21H, the Macho Man Brady Bacon, and it was outside out of Benton, Arkansas, in the JB Henderson Construction MPV Logistics, Messina Valley Transportation, Smith Titanium, number 45X, Landon Crawley. Starting 7th from Santa Rosa, California, the Eddie Gilstrap Motors, Velocity Engineering, L. Parker Engines, Dirt Dudes, number 19 Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr., and it was outside in his High Limit Racing debut from Brookings, South Dakota, in the Dobesh Construction, Paradise Pools, Ron's Auto Repair, Austrian Landscaping, number 9D, it's Dominic Dobesh, and your final starter is from Lone Jack, Missouri. Driving the Jesse Hockett Racing, KC Platinum Contracting, Dirt Track Souvenir, Jesse Hockett Scholarship Fund, number 77, Jack Wagner. 9 drivers will go for 8 laps around Lakeside Speedway. The top 5 will transfer into tonight's feature event, with the winner and the fastest qualifier to transfer going to the dash. And so keep an eye on Aaron Reitzel. As long as he stays in the top 5, he will go to the dash. Now, if Reitzel falls outside the top 5, that means the first and second place finishers will then go to the dash. If Reitzel wins this heat race, then he will be on the pole automatically of the dash and take the second place finisher with him to that dash as well. That is the case for every heat race tonight. The 4th place starter, keep an eye on them. They need to stay in the top 5. TJ Forged heat race number 1 is coming to the green, this time by pair of youngsters up there on the front row, Crouch and Randall, to the chalk stripe in turn number 4, and we are underway. Heat race number 1 rolls into turn number 1. Around the outside comes the quickest chicken, and he's going to have the race lead just barely. Now Crouch fights back to the inside. They go side by side down the back straightaway. Crouch tries to slap the racetrack. They're still side by side for the race lead, but Chase Randall will lead lap number 1. Brenham Crouch still in his back pocket, looks to the inside into turn 1. They get very close in turn number 2. Crouch slips with the racetrack, loses wholesale ground to Randall down the back straightaway. Chase Randall now with the race lead secured. This time by, he'll lead lap number 2. Crouch sits in second. Reitzel is third. Danny Sams is 4th, and Brady Bacon sits in the final transfer spot. Landon Crawley in 6th. 7th is the 77 of Jack Wagner, then Joel Myers Jr. and Dominic Dobesh. Chase Randall, the quickest chicken, looking to make the dash. He's been on a heater here recently. Tyler got that 3rd back at Eldora, and ever since then, he has been extremely fast with high limit.
Yeah, they brought Adam Wallace on, who used to crew chief for Emerson, and they've kind of turned the program around here a little bit. You can definitely see the confidence building back up.
No doubt about that, as Randall was right in the mix for the win at Path Valley before spinning out late in the race in that one. This time by, he'll come across the line with 3 laps to go, enjoying a 1.4 second lead over Brenham Crouch. Most drivers right at the edge of the grip on the top side of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Same can be said in 3 and 4. Still a lot of speed at the Lakeside Speedway early on in the night. 2 laps to go in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. As your leader approaches the tail end of the field, might get to Dominic Dobesh by the end of this thing. The yellow flag is out. We've got debris on the front straightaway right next to the flag stand.
Looks like it's off Reitzel's car, left side panel.
Yeah, the left side panel on Reitzel's car. You can see it's not there on the car anymore, and then the High Limit Racing official picks it up. We'll have a replay of this from the speed shot. Wow.
Just blew right off. Yeah, I don't know if maybe they had taken it off when they went in the pits there earlier and just didn't get a Zeus button back in there. And
I mean, even missing 1 with these speeds, I'm not surprised that would fall off.
Just a wrong angle of the wind getting in there. It'll pick it up and suck it right off there.
Reitzel still sitting in 3rd as Chase Randall brings the field back to the green in the first heat race of the night. Keep an eye on the battle for 5th as Landon Crawley got a good start. Looked underneath the Brady Bacon. They go side by side for a moment into turn number 1. Crawley not able to make the pass on Bacon as they go single file down the back straightaway. Here's the white flag. 1 lap to go for Chase Randall. Bacon has separated himself from Crawley in that battle for the final spot in the feature event. Down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. TJ Ford's heat race number 1 tonight goes to the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Brenham Crouch 2nd, Reitzel in 3rd. 4th goes to Samson. 5th is Bacon. So Chase Randall is going to tonight's dash with a heat race victory. Brenham Crouch, he finishes in 2nd. 3rd will be Aaron Reitzel. He will go to the dash as well. Danny Sams 3rd, finishes 4th, and Brady Bacon in 5th with Landon Crawley, Jack Wagner, Joel Myers Jr., and Dominic Dobesh. The finishing order in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2 now making its way onto the racetrack. And that heat race is brought to you by the folks at DMI Racing Components. Here is the lineup for this one. On the pole from Altoona, Iowa, driving the Country Builders Construction, Ochiko West, Bosma Family Farms, Tucker Trucking, number 88W, the big unit, Austin McCarl. And starting in 2nd from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Pella Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, Dason Purchley. And starting the inside of row number 2 from Germantown, Tennessee, the Schnee Lawson Chassis, number 74, S. Sammy Swindell. Starting in 4th from Grass Valley, California. In the Casey Kane race with Mike Curb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Durst Incorporated, Curb Records, number 49. It's the Big Cat Brad Sweet. And starting from 5th out of Gravois Mills, Missouri, in the Ozark Barge and Dock, Wet Steps, High Performance Lubricants, Hipton Gravel, number 3, Ayrton Geniton. And to his outside from Knoxville, Iowa, in the Quality Traffic Control, Schilling Excavating, Goodnoe Promotions, J&J, number 22, Riley Goodnoe. Starting 7th from Monrovia, Indiana, it's the Skagit Speedway, Race Routine Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, Routine Management, number 26, Justin Peck. And outside of him, starting 8th from Knoxville, Iowa, in the Miller Welders, Al Parker Engine, Simpson Race Products, Wilco Services, number 7W, Alex Vandevort. And the final starter is from Greeley, Colorado. He drives the Greeley Automotive Machine, Napa Auto Parts of Greeley, number 74, and Zach Merritt. DMI Racing Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of Central PA, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, re-race, let's race together. It's DMI Racing Components. Tyler, how about row 2 in this one? Got 5 Outlaw Championships plus 3 more. Sammy Swindell next to Brad Sweet. That's pretty interesting.
That's a lot of championships right there, and a lot of experience. From one guy to the next, and obviously just obviously 2 different generations of Outlaw champions there, but just two. I mean, one's a legend already, and one's definitely going to be a legend by the time he's done here.
Yeah, it's certainly a future Hall of Famer there for Brad Sweet, as you see Sammy Swindell driving that second car for Xavier Doney and Schnee Lawson Chassis. And we see Austin McCarl taking advantage of the new rule set this year in 2025 with high limit. Tyler, that is where the pole sitter of a heat race on the initial start can choose either bottom or the top, and McCarl going to go to the top.
Yeah, and I think he saw the good run that Chase Randall was able to get there, especially with he's going to be able to push Dason down into the grease here off of 4 just a little bit on the start and be able to jump him and get to the top here in 1 and 2 to get a good run down the backstretch and hopefully keep Dason behind him. It's just how important the dash spot is here, and I think he definitely saw Chase win the heat race there from the outside front row there, so he's taking a chance here to do the same.
Austin McCarl was 5th here last year with high limit, leading 5 laps of that feature. Earlier this year, he led 6 laps of the feature before falling out of the race with a mechanical issue. And now he's looking to make the dash once again. He really enjoys Lakeside. Does have an ASCS National Tour win here 2 years ago. The green flag comes out, and Pursley gets a nice start on the bottom. They go side by side into turn number 1. Pursley's going to try and slide up the racetrack, takes the lead away. Right across the nose of Austin McCarl. Takes the air off the front nose wing there and moves by to take the race lead away. Dason Pursley will lead lap number 1. McCarl slips back into 2nd. Brad Sweet is 3rd. Sammy Swindell 4th. And 5th is Riley Goodnoe. Goodnoe's made his way by a car or 2 early on in this one to get into that transfer position in car number 22. And that outside spot did not work out in McCarl's favor there, Tyler.
Did not plan out for him there, but it's just part of it. It's a risk you got to take to try and get in the dash here, and for Dason, it worked out in his favor.
And McCarl's got to be careful here as he doesn't want to lose a spot to Brad Sweet, who is pressuring him off at turn number 4. Justin Peck is making his way towards the front of the field. Just got by the 3 of Ayrton Geniton, is 1 spot shy of a transfer spot to the feature event. And the Routine Racing number 26, the next car he will encounter is the 22 of Riley Goodnoe, who holds down that 5th position. Halfway home in this heat race is Dason Pursley, the leading Rookie of the Year contender, with the race lead down the back straightaway. Last time he was here, he ended up upside down, trying to reverse the course on that and go to the dash here at the Heartland of America Showdown. Pursley, his lead has extended. Oh, and McCarl's off the pace down the backstretch. Austin McCarl into the infield. And we are going to
have some bad luck here at Lakeside.
Every time he's got bad luck here. McCarl is going to draw the caution as he is slowing and into the infield to the attention of a high limit racing official. Man, I mean, you can't make it up.
No, it's tough. Obviously, he was probably going to be frustrated with himself too, just not getting the start that he wanted to in the heat race, and then obviously getting a DNF here in the heat race too to something looks like something let go there. Definitely not the night he wanted to have, and not good for our Rodman's risk either.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, he's plus 7,000. We were hoping for better things tonight for Austin McCarl, but of course he's going back to the pit area. Hopefully we see him return for the B main. We do know that Austin's brother Carson McCarl is supposed to be here tomorrow night as well to finish off the Heartland of America showdown, so we will gain at least one car for tomorrow night, but hopefully things are not
then
too
we just
bad.
need Terry to get the full trifecta.
Yeah, get Terry out here. Come on, get them all. Get all the McCarls out. Deason Pursley with the lead now. Brad Sweet sits in second. Sammy Swindell third. Riley Goodnow fourth. And the unfortunate circumstances there for Austin McCarl lead to good fortune for Justin Peck. He is now in the final transfer spot. Green flag back in the air. And Pursley is going to get away from Sweet down the front straightaway and into turn number 1. Brad Sweet does not need to win this heat race. He's already in the dash position. Sammy Swindell in third, Goodnow fourth, and then it's Justin Peck. Not too far behind Peck is Ayrton Jeniton as he's challenged down low by the 7W of Alex Vandevort. Vandevort not able to make that pass on Jeniton as they went into turn number 1. Vandevort tried the bottom, slides up to the top, and Jeniton pulls away down the backstretch. White flag, 1 lap to go for the leading Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender, Deason Pursley. That time by his lead 1.1 seconds over the defending series champion. And off of turn number 4, it'll be DMI Racing components. Heat race number 2 going to Deason Pursley. Sweet second, Swindell third. Fourth goes to Goodnow, and fifth is Peck. Deason Pursley wins your second heat race and goes to tonight's dash with Brad Sweet joining him in second position. Sammy Swindell runs in third, followed by Riley Goodnow fourth and Justin Peck. The final transfer spot in fifth. Ayrton Jeniton, Alex Vandevort, Zach Barrett, and Austin McCarl completing the finishing order in that one. Next heat race is brought to you by BR Motorsports. Here is the lineup for our third heat race of the night. On the pole will be Brent Marks from Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Behind the wheel of the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Baps Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. And it was outside, it's the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion. From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Ample Oil, Joel Pigeon Trucking, Raw Machinery, CP Mining, and Excavating, number 10 of Ryan Timms. Starting in third from Franklin, Indiana, in the WCI, Klossmeyer Petrie Motorsports, IPC, ZMAX, number 27, Emerson Axum. And to his outside from Apollo, Pennsylvania, in the Mositis Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch. Starting fifth from Greenwood, Missouri, and the branch event venue, High Breeder Foundation Service, Rockwell Security, TRP Powder Coating, number 19H, it's Clinton Boyles. And to his outside from Odessa, Missouri, it's the Design Source Flooring, Motor Haven, Schnee Lawson Chassis, TNT Equine, number 74, Xavier Toney. Starting seventh from Ankeny, Iowa, driving the IntelliSense, Heartland Steel, Higherview Enterprises, C&D Elevator Construction, number 44, Chris Martin. And his outside starting eighth from Lone Jack, Missouri, in the KC Platinum Contracting, Jesse Hockett Racing, Dirt Track Souvenir, SNS Electrical, number 73, Samuel Wagner. And the final starter is from Princeton, Minnesota, in the Twin City Auto Glass, IB Holland, Wall-to-Wall Painting, Ground Support Construction, number 4 of Jeremy Snow. That is the lineup for BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and Triple X Chassis. To find out more, visit brmotorsports.com, and don't forget to request a free copy of the new 300-page BR Super Parts Catalog. BR Motorsports, the leaders in sprint car technology. So Brent Marks and Ryan Timms going to show the way in this one. This could be a dogfight for that dash spot here, Tyler. We know Cy Lynch starts fourth. He's just got to stay in the top 5, but the battle for the win in this one could get pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think so. You got two really fast cars here tonight, and obviously Ryan's been on a tear here this year, and you know, Brent's looking to get back in victory lane as well. So.
You think Brent's got to be a little bit confused here. He probably was watching heat 1 and 2 from his car, saw Chase Randall win the first heat from the outside of the front row, saw McCarl choose the outside, then lose it.
Yeah.
And now what does he looks like? He's going to choose the top.
He's going to choose the outside here. So I do think if you can stay alongside the guy into 1 here and push him down into the grease that's still there on the bottom of 1 and 2, and just squeeze by him just got to beat him off of 2, because I think you can beat him off of 2. You're going to win the heat race as long as everything goes according to plan. But I think that's his thought process here, and we'll see if it works out for him here.
So Brent Marks choosing the outside here in this heat race. Going to put Ryan Timms to the bottom. Brent Marks was 4th here with High Limit back in 2024. Has a couple of starts here, 7 Lakeside starts. 5 of them have resulted in top 10 finishes. And as for Ryan Timms, never been able to win at Lakeside. Was 5th with ASCS twice. And a top 10 here as well back in May with High Limit. Coming to the green, we've got the chalk stripe in turn number 4 signifying when the cars will get on the gas. And there they go. Timms is going to edge ahead down the front straightaway, and he's going to have Brent Marks clear upside down on the front straightaway. Clinton Boyle's red flag comes out. And Clinton Boyles is climbing out of that car while it is still sitting on its side. But good to see him hop out of the Hybreeder Motorsports 19H. Was scheduled to start in the 5th position here in this one, and did not see what happened there, Tyler. We were obviously watching the battle up front.
Yeah, I was watching Timms and Brent see who was going to win here into 1, and did not see what happened there. So hopefully Tyler and Kim got us a replay.
That is a good break there for Marks, who will have a second shot off the front row. Here is the replay, and looks like Boyles gets together with Xavier Doney.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like we've got Tony Laporta down there going to have a word with the driver involved in that incident, Clinton Boyles.
Yeah, the driver of that Hybreeder, number 19, Clinton Boyles, up and out of the race car. That's the most important thing. Well, and also making sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't know what number it is, Xavier Doney. He's been driving like out of control. I'll be nice. He's driving out of control the last couple of weeks with the Power Eye stuff. We come here on a big stage. We all just want to run good, and he looks like an idiot and runs us over. So I hate it for my guys. Our stuff's tore up, and it shouldn't be. And so, yeah, me and Xavier, whatever number he is, we're going to have a talk.
That's Clinton Boyles, and obviously upset, obviously a lot of emotion. But again, the best thing is he was quickly out of that number 19. Clinton Boyles already headed back to the pit area, I presume, to set up that discussion.
Well, let's see that replay one more time if we can from the boys back in the FloRacing production trailer. And Tyler, tell us what you see here.
See, I see Clint getting a little tight there off the start, and I mean, Xavier's trying to fill the hole there too, so that might be what Clint's kind of referring to him. Maybe feel like he chopped him. I kind of call it almost a racing incident there. Like Clint got a little tight in the slime, started pushing up the track, and Xavier's trying to fill the hole, and they met there in the middle.
Yeah, tough way to see that car go off on the hook there for Clinton Boyles in his High Limit Racing debut. Surely not the end of the night for him, as they'll go back to work and try and fix that car up for tonight's B-main event. Xavier Doney, on the other hand, that 74 car looks like he is going to be able to continue on. Don't see the tires flat or anything like that on the Design Source flooring number 74. And so that will shake up the lineup with Boyles set to start 5th in that one, and he drops out.
And obviously something, I don't know what happened at the Power races, but obviously something happened where Clint's already fired up with him, so that's pretty easy to get fired up again when something else like that happens again.
Xavier Doney, a 2-time winner with that Power Eye 410 series. Mentioned earlier, a winner at 34 Raceway in Iowa, and also at the State Fair Speedway in Missouri. And then Boyles was a winner with Power Eye at Lucas Oil Speedway on September 19th. So both those drivers have visited Power Eye 410 Victory Lane this season. Doney, a full-time member of that series. And so Doney is going to get refired, and he'll have a solid spot to join his teammate, Sammy Swindell, in the feature if he can hang on to that 5th starting spot in this one. Not a sentence I thought I'd be saying. Xavier Doney and Sammy Swindell teammates. That
was kind of my surprise for the day when I walked in. I don't know if I just missed it on Facebook or social media or whatever, but seeing Sammy being teammates with Xavier was definitely a surprise. I know he's kind of been helping him with setup wise, I think, stuff here the back half of the year, so must be their way to repay him, put him in a race car here tonight.
Yeah, so Sammy running a second car for that team. That car the second car normally driven by Xavier's sister Natalie. She is not here tonight, obviously, and Sammy's running that car, and has went pretty well so far tonight, Tony.
Yeah, you guys, Tyler, you summed it up perfectly. I was able to lean in and talk to Xavier Doney right when they were pushing out for engine heat, and I said, what's it like being teammates with Sammy Swindell? And rightfully so, Xavier said, well, I don't know yet. We haven't really done much racing, but that's exactly it. He said that they had kind of been bouncing setup notes off of each other a lot earlier this season. Natalie's not racing, and they wanted to get a review of their equipment and their car, the way they prepare it, from someone with the obvious depth of knowledge that only Sammy Swindell can bring to the table. So it was a no-brainer for them, and they're excited to see what they learn about their program from Swindell getting to drive their equipment.
Yeah, things have gone well so far for Sammy. We'll see if Xavier can make his way into a transfer spot. The green flag is back in the air. Mark's going to get a better start around the outside this time. That yellow is certainly going to play in his favor.
He pinched him down there. Like I said, if you could get alongside him and pinch him down into this line there, it's going to work out for him off of 2.
And Brent Marks has the lead into turn number 3 over 10 car lengths, or close to it, over Ryan Timms. Watch the battle for 5th. Doney trying to fend off the 44 Chris Martin. They got close in turn number 4, but Martin kind of slips back about 6 car lengths into turn number 1. Doney trying to run away and hide from the Higher View Enterprises number 44 as Timms tries to close back in on Marks, but that's going to be tough to do on a racetrack this fast.
Yeah, it's just hasn't slowed down a whole lot here tonight. Once the sun went down, the track was pretty well set in stone. So I think we'll see it get a little racier here as the bottom comes in here in 1 and 2, but it's going to be tough to catch Brent here in the heat race.
Brent Marks with the lead, Ryan Timms in 2nd, Cy Lynch in 3rd, Emerson Axum 4th, and Xavier Doney is in the final transfer spot as we're working our way midway through the 3rd heat race presented by BR Motorsports. And Ryan Timms is still maintaining that pace of Marks, maybe a little bit faster than the 19 car, as the 2025 Knoxville Nationals champion is trying to put himself in a dash position, loses some ground off of turn number 2. They're closing on a slower car, though, here, Tyler, with Jeremy Snow up the road.
Might be able to get to use him as a pick here, but might run out of time before that. Oh, here we go.
Snow slipped at the racetrack, but Mark's able to go around him on the outside. Now Snow pulls into the infield. This time by 2 laps to go, and Tim's a lane higher than Mark's. Off of turn number 4, 2 to go. Marks' lead, 0.7 of a second, but you can tell that Ryan Timms is putting that car all over the racetrack, trying to find some speed to close in on the number 19 of Brent Marks. Here's the white flag, 1 lap to go in BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Marks works it through the middle. Timms puts the cushion, or puts the right rear on the cushion into turn number 1 as they are looking to come to the checkered flag this time by, and Brent Marks will win BR Motorsports heat race number 3. Timms in 2nd, Lynch will come home 3rd, 4th to Axum, and 5th will be Xavier Doney. Brent Marks, your heat race winner. He is going to go to tonight's dash. Ryan Timms finishing in 2nd. Also going to the dash is Cy Lynch in 42. Emerson Axum 4th, and Xavier Doney will join his teammate Sammy Swindell in the feature tonight with a 5th place run. Chris Martin, Samuel Wagner, Jeremy Snow, and Clinton Boyles credited with the 9th position in that heat race. Final heat of the night presented by the folks at Rod and Supply. Here is the lineup in this one. Your pole sitter is from Fresno, California. He drives the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC, it's Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. And it was outside the most recent feature winner with High Limit from Minden, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports, The Ritual, Smith Titanium, Factory Cane, Maxwell Racing Oils, number 88, Tanner Thorson. Starting in 3rd from Aromas, California, in the Four Seas Construction, Autry Plumbing, Sincal, S&J Lumber, Tally, Sander Engineering, number 14, it's Justin Sanders. And it was outside, it's the current series point leader out of St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Curb Agajanian Racing, Swan Island Sheet Metal, ArcZone.com, Pacific Boring, number 24, Rico Abreu. Starting 5th from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, in the Beaver Drill and Tools, Sondrill Manufacturing, Bleeding Disorders of the Heartland, Beaver Racing Project, number 12X, Hank Davis. And to his outside from Springfield, Nebraska, driving car number 53, the Estetson Racing, Carpetland Certified Transmission, Meekum Auctions entry of Jack Dover. Starting 7th, he is from St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, and the Iowa Barnstormers, Des Moines Industrial Products, Jersey Freeze, Landis, number 2 KS of Ian Madsen. And to his outside from Papillion, Nebraska, in the CNS Motorsports, Backlund Plumbing, Speedway Motors, Zoom Drain, number 81 Cole Vanderheiden. And the final starter is JJ Hickel from Quilcene, Washington, in the Rengen Earthworks, Dave Perry, Steve Forler Trucking, Afex Graphics, number 63. At Rod and Supply, we have the unique opportunity to be involved with all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Whether you're running a go-kart, micro, mini sprint, midget, modified, late model sprint, or a tractor, Rod and Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, bearings, and specialty products that will help you leave the field and perform at your maximum potential. Gio, going to go with the inside line here. Tyler, do you like it or what?
Yeah, I think so. I think Brent got 2 tries at that one to kind of nail the top. I think as good as Tanner is at the bottom of any racetrack, you don't want to just openly give him that option here.
Green flag comes out, and it looks like Selzy's going to nose ahead down the front straightaway. Thorson sticks to the outside. Gio goes up the racetrack, and he's going to have the lead. Thorson a little bit of a run down the back straightaway, sitting in that second spot, but Gio is going to have the race lead at the completion of lap number 1. Justin Sanders is in third. Challenge for fourth down the front straightaway. Hank Davis will go by Rico Abreu. Hank Davis makes the pass for the 4th position, puts Rico on the bump spot. If he loses one more, he will also obviously not be in the feature, but he'll also miss the dash.
We talked about points implications tonight, that anything can happen. If that happened, that would be big.
And Jack Dover is keeping right there with Rico, along with J.J. Hickel. Abreu a little bit tight off the corner that allows Jack Dover to close back in. Rico might be handling or having a ill-handling race car sideways off the corner, and Jack Dover might be able to make the pass on if it continues like this.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Rico's struggling a little bit. Definitely on the tighter side here. So we'll see if Jack can put some good laps here together and squeak by him.
He's got 4 laps to go to try and make it happen, but Rico's certainly struggling with the handling on that Rico Abreu Curb Engineering Racing number 24. Up front, no handling issues for your race leader, Giovanni Selzy. His lead over a straightaway on Tanner Thorson and Justin Sanders. Then it's Hank Davis back and forth, and Rico Abreu trying to nurse this thing home as Jack Dover is within 3 car lengths. They head back into the first corner. Rico on the cushion. Jack Dover tries to run the middle. He's within 3 car lengths once again down the backstretch. 2 laps to go. Keep an eye on the battle for the 5th position. Would be huge points implications if Rico cannot hold on. Jack Dover losing a little bit of ground that lap by as J.J. Hickel and Ian Madsen, they battle just behind Abreu and Dover for the 7th position. White flag is out for Gio Selzy. His lead is a monstrous 3.1 seconds in 8 laps. He'll win Rod and Supply heat race number 4. Thorson will come home second. Third to Sanders. 4th goes to Davis. And Rico is going to hang on to the 5th position. Your results from Rod and Supply heat race number 4. It's Giovanni Selzy with the win. He'll go to the dash. Some 3.5 seconds behind Tanner Thorson in second, Justin Sanders third, Hank Davis 4th, and also going to the dash, the 24 of Rico Abreu. Jack Dover, J.J. Hickel, Ian Madsen, and Cole Vanderheiden. The finishing results in that one. And I'll tell you what, if I'm Rico, I'm a little bit worried if I draw a 7 or an 8 here in this dash.
Yeah,
What do you say?
It seemed like he struggled there in behind race cars, but he's got one of the best crew chiefs in the business back there with him, so they'll get that thing tuned back up for the dash and the feature. But yeah, definitely not a confidence booster, that's for sure, but that's the nice part about making the dash, which he did that. You get another chance to work on your race car here and make it good for the feature.
Yeah, it certainly seems like they're going to need to take advantage of that as the heat races are now in the books here at Lakeside Speedway. It's night 1 of the Heartland of America Showdown, and on the other side of this break, we'll find out who starts where for tonight's FK Rod-Ins Dash.
I'm Aaron Reitzel. You're watching Kubota High Limit Racing live on Flow.
When it comes to magneto ignition performance, there's only one name that you can trust, and that's BR Motorsports Ignitioneering. Servicing the racing industry for over 30 years, our state-of-the-art Magneto Dyno Test Lab facility is equipped with the most technically advanced equipment available. And that's why crew chiefs like Paul Silva and Philip Dietz choose BR for all their ignition needs. To learn more, visit us at brpromag.com.
Rod and Supply is involved with a variety of motorsports as well as industrial applications with many different types of products. Since 1989, Rod and Supply has provided superior products priced competitively. Whether you're racing at the circle track or drag strip, rock climbing, or going off-road, Rod and Supply has an assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products to keep your equipment moving. Rod and Supply's experienced staff is ready and willing to help you with your needs. Their promise is to continue to provide a superior product with superior service so you can stay in front of the field no matter what it is. To learn more, go to rodandsupply.com.